Okay, and we are continuing on with the round of 16 game. This is going to be RoseFlier versus Team Murka Murka. That's not how you spell ahead. There's not supposed to be a space there. This will be the round of 16 game. RoseFlier is a team that is returning from last week that had a really fun time casting. They performed excellent in their first and second game last week. They were unfortunately eliminated in, I believe, the round of 8 was where they were taken out. No, it was in the round of 16 they got taken out. And then the people that took them out, what our champ kills, were eliminated in the round of 8. Both those teams did an excellent job, and they're both actually back this week. I don't know if I'll be able to get to stream what our champ kills, but I will be able to stream RoseFlier here for you right now. And this is going to be RoseFlier versus Murka Murka, or Team Murka Murka, rather. And it looks like they're going to go for Zyra as the first ban. Zyra is an excellent character in this game mode, lots of AoE damage, has a lot of AoE control as well, with an airborne, with slow from the plants, and additionally has the snare as well. Jace is also a good ban. Jace is a fast-moving character, he's highly mobile, he has the acceleration gate, which, combined with the shock blast, gives him excellent ranged AoE poke, and he's a good brawler on top of that. Trundle, highly sustainable, probably the best sustain you have. He's great on towers for a delay. He can draw out fights for a long time. He is just so much delay. And lastly, we're seeing Kassadin as well. Kassadin, who has the highest mobility of all because of his Rift Walk. He has a slow, he has a long duration silence, and on top of that, Kassadins like to build tanky and be alive in fights for a long time. They can chase and escape infinitely, and they're very hard to deal with. I'm going to repost the chat bans into the Twitch chat for you, Zyra, Jace, Trundle, and Kassadin. And we'll see who they decide to pick and ban here. This next screen. Does the 1080 working now? In the chat? Someone give me a shout if it is. I'm sorry about not having that for you on the first game, but I was streaming a couple days ago, and I switched it so that I could stream from my monitor, which my monitor's 720, the TV's 1080. I didn't want to stream from the TV. Excellent, thank you guys. Alright, Wukong. Wukong is banned often because of the following. He has an armor reduction, which synchronizes well with other AD characters. Great initiate. Nimbus Strike into Cyclone. AoEs a whole bunch of people. It's great. Wukong is also tough to kill because of decoy. As we saw at the end of the last game, there was a very nice decoy play that was performed by the Wukong player last game. Unfortunately, I transitioned off the score screen so fast, I don't remember the name. But he did a standstill fake, everyone stopped hitting him, and they walked ahead the way that he would decoy, and then he popped the decoy and ran off to the side, and Jax both burned his leap strike and flash and was not able to connect with Wukong and kill him. That was pretty good. I like that play a lot from the first game. And Wukong's ability to do that and play those mind games is another reason he's banned. I don't think... Well, no, Nimbus Strike also gives him good chase. Wukong's a great character. Play him or ban him. That's the way you roll with that. Akali. Akali's damage potential is amazing. Usually she never reaches it because of... What is that thing called? Lightbringer, Grez's Lantern, Sweeper. Her stealth is not terribly effective. Yes, it gives her the extra armor and MR, but unfortunately she's not going to have the stealth component to it. Additionally, the towers detect, if they're neutral, they detect for both sides. So you can't assault neutral point. If a point gets neutral, Akali's Smoke Bomb is useless for anything but the armor, MR, and slow. That's it. Now, I have seen some cool Akali plays with the slow component of it to save teammates and things, but she's not going to be able to 1v1 someone using the Smoke Bomb shenanigans because it will probably get cancelled out by one thing or another on the map. Her damage is great, but she usually gets killed. Nidalee, her poke is great. She can stand back in fights and throw out the... What is that thing called? The spear. Do a lot of damage that way. She's hard to reach and kill. The thing is, if you can isolate Nidalee, you can kill her very quickly. But usually she's so far back in team fights that she's able to contribute her damage from a safe distance, and in order to close that gap, you have to go through her teammates or go through spears in the process. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that. It's a little bit easier to ban Nidalee, I'd say, than it is to try and connect with her consistently each game. We're seeing a Mumu banned as well. A Mumu is difficult to deal with. In fact, I don't even know how to deal with a Mumu. You try and kite him, he bandage tosses to you. You try and ignore him, the percent damage from Despair, and if you go BFT on a Mumu as well, that's even more percent damage. Tantrum, more damage. Large radius AoE snare, more damage. Like, what's going on with that? A Mumu, what do you do to counter that? I actually don't know. If someone knows, tell me. Because a Mumu's a rough character. He sits in the middle of the team fight, hits a bunch of AoEs, stuns targets for opportunity, locks everyone down. He's real scary. Elise can remove herself from the map, which makes her a lot more survivable, being able to dodge out of things. You counter Mumu by banning him. Thank you, Wings of Bacon X. I actually can't argue with that logic, sir. That's pretty solid. Elise has a stun. She has a lot of damage as well. Good character to have. Good character to ban too. One of the reasons that you ban her is that she's just difficult to catch and kill. I don't know if the change went through yet, but she has armor and MR in spider form, plus repel removes her from the map. She has a stun as well. It's just hard to deal with her in a fight. And Kha'Zix, lastly. Kha'Zix will just jump out and kill someone. Or if he doesn't kill them, he usually hits them hard enough to force them to leave the fight. Looking at the picks now, Katarina. I used to love Katarina. Then me and her had a difference of opinion. Some would say that she left me, some would say that I left her, but really Riot came between us is what happened. Now, post-rework, Katarina has the nifty movement speed and some pretty good chase from her W. Shunpo is an awesome ability. The problem with Katarina is I feel like her ultimate is more in her reset than it is in her actual ultimate. Her passive is the best thing about her. It's one of the best passives in the game. But if you are not getting resets, Katarina is not dealing damage, unfortunately. If you have a team that can secure kills in fights and follow like a target priority and gun people down one at a time and keep resetting Kat's damage, her damage potential is extremely high. However, if you're just doing poke back and forth trading and you're getting people low and forcing them out of the fight as opposed to getting kills, then Katarina is not getting resets and she's not dealing any damage. That's one of the things you have to worry about with her. Any tankiness that she used to have, she doesn't really have anymore because of the way her kit works. So she's a different champion these days, but she still has a potential to murder. It's just, since durable and delay is the meta in Dominion, she tends to suffer sometimes. We're seeing Lulu and Fizz. By the way, if anyone likes Fizz, I did an episode of the Dominion Breakdown on Fizz. You can find it, youtube.com/VatoClan. Me, Carnival, RCIX, and Wolfer sat down for about an hour and a half and broke down Fizz's abilities, what kills him, what he kills, how to build him, other things like that. And if you want to check out that video, youtube.com/VatoClan. It's Dominion Breakdown 5 Fizz. Fizz and Lulu over there picked up for Team Murka Murka. Lulu is an amazing support. She can slow people to a severe degree with her Glitter Lance. She has an Airborne. She has a Polymorph, which turns someone into a small creature and makes so they can't really do a lot of damage for a moment. It's a good CC to have. Plus, she has a health increase and shield. Whoever is next to Lulu, if you try to kill them, Lulu's just going to throw her spells on them, and that person is not going to die. Your abilities will be on cooldown. They will not be dead, probably have their abilities off cooldown, and have a support with them, and they might turn around and kill you. It's difficult to focus people down when there's a Lulu on the enemy team. It's also difficult to escape because of how powerful Glitter Lance's slow is. Fizz is an amazing character in this game mode. If you're going to kill him, make sure you wait until after he has used his Playful Trickster. Otherwise, he's just going to negate your damage. If you really want to kill Fizz, throw a silence on him and watch him panic and die. Fizz doesn't build a lot of armor and MR. He tends to favor hit points because he uses the Playful Trickster in order to avoid the damage, so he doesn't necessarily need to build the armor and MR, as he's using that as an escape mechanic to dodge skill shots and abilities. His damage output can be ridiculously high as well, because Playful Trickster does do a lot of damage, highly underrated for its damage ability. Urchin Strike makes for a pretty good chase, lets him be mobile in a fight, dashing from one side to the other, and he has an AoE Airborne on top of that with Charm the Waters. Fizz is an amazing character. He's great. If you guys own Fizz or want to try Fizz out in Dominion, I highly recommend it. He's good. Over on the other side, we're searing Master Yi. Master Yi being played by Fear Flames who played Master Yi in last week's tournament as well. Master Yi is more often played AP than AD, and I like the combination of Cat and Master Yi because both of them, if they can get the resets, both of them can deliver all of their damage again, and it can be very, very punishing. So if they are able to single out some of the easier to kill targets over on the enemy team, like Fizz and Vayne, for example, then they can get the reset on Master Yi and on Katarina. Both of them can deliver the damage a second time. If they use that damage to, let's say, knock down Fizz afterward, or Vayne, whichever one was killed first, they take down the other one, that gets another reset. And by then, the Alpha Strike and the AoE damage from Katarina should have whittled down Lulu to the point where you can kill her, and you take her out, and then you finish up whatever's left of Nautilus, if Ezreal hasn't picked him apart by then anyway. It looks good in theory. The problem is they have to be able to deliver that. And doing that is going to be difficult because Lulu is going to definitely stop Vayne from being burst down, and Fizz's Playful Trickster is also going to stop him from being burst down. And Fizz's Playful Trickster is an amazing counter to Alpha Strike because the second that pops, he can just hit that and watch Master Yi harmlessly Alpha Strike through him, and nothing is going to happen, and completely negate that. Same thing for Katarina. If Katarina shun pose into the fight, he pops that, stands on, all of Kat's damage doesn't hurt him, he comes down, and bad things happen to good people. So, I can see where it can succeed, I can also see where it can fail. Jarvan and Ezreal, great characters to have. Ezreal's a very safe AD range champion in this game mode because of his ability to escape fights with Arcane Shift, and even more so because you can see this Ezreal is running Flash as well. So he has gold map presence additionally with his ultimate, the True Shot Barrage, so he can wake up on the summoner platform, fire that off, and save a tower that way. He's a good character to have. You never know where he's going to be, but you know exactly what he can do to you in a fight. Jarvan, multiple target AoE airborne, spawns terrain, durable. I don't think there's really much more that needs to be said. And Xin Zhao, finally. Xin Zhao has an airborne, lots of damage, good character. He does suffer to slows and being kited a little bit. He suffers against range. If he can close that distance and get in on them, he can do a ton of damage. With Lulu on the other team, though, makes me kind of scared for Xin Zhao's chances in a lot of different situations. And I've seen Janna over there, Man playing as Janna. Janna has an airborne, has a heal. She can do a lot of damage, or she can be supporty. She has a slow. Janna's a good character. I actually don't know why Janna's that good. I'm not gonna lie. She has an airborne, she has a slow. Nothing she has ever seems particularly devastating. All of her abilities are kind of subtle and just sort of work with other things on her team. And Nautilus, lastly, lots of crowd control, very durable character, makes for a great dive. He's slow and difficult to get into fights sometimes, but he can be really solid. Nautilus actually been kind of popular on Europe West, played by one of the members of Thai Boy Incoming, if I recall correctly, has played some Nautilus over there. If anyone wants to check out the 4 Players Liga Europe West tournament, I plan on casting that tomorrow morning. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. If anyone happens to be online then, check it out. I'm going to try and cast that. I'm going to talk to the EU West guys tonight and let them know that I'm going to go visit them tomorrow. So if you want to see some of that, yes, right here on this Twitch page, follow this Twitch channel, DominateDominion, twitch.tv/DominateDominion. It will be over here. So if you want to check that out, take a trip over to Europe West, see some of the players over there. I haven't gotten a chance to cast them in quite a while, and I'm very excited to do it again because I finally have a Sunday off of my other job. So I am percent hyped for that. Looking at these two teams here, this is going to be returning from last week. This is going to be RoseFlier versus, also returning from last week, Team Murka Murka. RoseFlier consisting of Mr. Loveless X playing as Katarina, Fear Flames playing as Master Yi, Freezy playing as Jarvan the Fourth, Saskio playing as Ezreal, Silence playing as Xin Zhao, and the other team, Team Murka Murka, is going to be Grey Cross playing as Nautilus, Onyx Flame playing as Fizz, it's Pureblood playing as Vayne, Marasmo, Lulu. Marasmo playing as Lulu, and Man playing as Janna, which I find to be a very interesting name champion combo. I am one out of one of your casters. I am Gandair, and usually there's more to that sentence. It'll take a couple moments for the teams to load in, and then we'll kick over. That Nautilus skin is creepy as hell. I just want to throw that out there. It's a little bit spooky. I want you guys to tell me which champion you think is going to die first. It's 10 characters. Windmill fight will happen at some point. And I'm really curious to know what you guys think. See who can get it right. Now, what I'm really going to be interested to see is how well they get those resets or not get those resets up there in the top fight. Starting items are coming out. Ezreal going for tier first. Not sure if want, but we'll see. Boots, prospectors, items, potions coming out for both sides. Pro tip, do not eat a lot of salty chips and then try cast. It's really bad for your throat. Hold on, is my mic? There we go, that's a little bit better. If my sound gets weird, let me know. Looks like Ezreal may be going bottom lane? That would be very interesting to see. I wouldn't want to break up that 2 AP combo, though. That is too strong. I'm a big fan of the resets team. Looks like we're going to have Janna bottom lane by Man over here. Looks like Katarina going for... I'm not sure what she could be going for there. I'm not in charge of updating the title, Jaguar, but you could do that, maybe. Both teams heading off to the top right now. Loveless X really leading the charge with Katarina. Don't walk through the vision. This, guys, don't do this. Don't do what they just did. Walk through right here in the fog of war. Do not break out down the street through the vision. Don't let them see that you're coming. Both teams getting up to the top right now. They have arrived. A little bit of poke back and forth. Waiting for both the rest of their teammates to get there. There we are. Now 4v4 up here at the top. Nautilus not afraid to poke his head out there. Catches Master Yi. Does a little bit of damage there. Silence's health getting low very fast. He has to retreat from the fight there. That Ignite not quite going to be enough to kill Vayne. It looks like they really want to take her down. Cat picks it up. Gets the reset. Jumps back in. Gets a reset off Nautilus. Jumps back in for Fear Flame. Picks him up as well. There you go. Katarina, the machine gun. Taking him down. Both teams... Not both teams, rather, but... they have popped a couple revives. Fizz opting not to use his, seeing as how convincing that fight was. And did not need to use it because he couldn't really make a play off of it. They won that fight very solidly up at the top, so good job there for RoseFlier. The members of Team Murka Murka have been around the Dominion chat and scene for quite a while. And there we go, in on Vayne, immediately taking her down. That's a reset. And are we going to see one off Nautilus as well? Yes. And are we going to see one off of Onyx Flame? Cat's trying real hard to get it. And Mashty goes for the Alpha Strike and not going to make it. Fizz managed to dodge out of there at just the last moment. And now Lulu retreating. Going to pick up that health rock. She has to. She's the one thing between them and the drill right now. Fizz is on his way back. The point is neutral, however. Cat goes in, jumps, takes her down. Katarina, Mr. Loveless X, picking up the kill right there. And if this keeps up, this is going to be a game of Katarinas, man. Excellent play coming out so far from 4-0-3 Katarina at the 3-minute mark. That's more than 1 kill per minute, guys. Good job. And Greycross and Pureblood hanging out, waiting for their allies to come back. Fizz is going to try and make the plays down here in the bottom lane. Is Saskia ready for it? Yep, he just leaves. Good job, Saskia. Nope! Denied! Ezreal may die here, but he is going to do a good job of delaying for a little while. Does he have his revive? Yes, he pops that immediately. Ezreal on his way down to the bottom right now. Fires off the True Shot Barrage, pops Fizz with it. Is going to get here in time to get the neutral off. Flash in with the Arcane Shift. Nope. Janna kicks him out of the Playful Trickster. Xin Zhao eats the Chum the Waters there, so it was not able to connect with Ezreal. Ezreal begins capturing the point here. Janna up to interrupt. Fizz wants to connect with Ezreal, but he's not going to be able to do so. He has to Playful Trickster away from that. And, oh, tagging with the Mystic Shot right there. Not quite enough damage. Fizz almost dying. Has lots of mana, though. Is he going to circle around and try and go for a play here? No? Yes? No. Maybe. Fizz, what are you doing? Fizz looking to go for the Refinery, but he's going to find Mash G. Mash G can catch him with an Alpha Strike. Picks him up. Gets a reset. Heads over to the drill now. Very unfortunate. Fizz being found at low health on the other side of the map by a newly come back from the summoner platform, Master Yi. Not a good matchup right there. Loveless X with the Storm Shield gets interrupted partway through the ultimate, was still able to deliver a lot of damage. Vayne goes down. Cat picks up another kill. Master Yi 1-2 on Vayne and Nautilus, and they force Lulu and Fizz out of the fight firmly, maybe not firmly, but in control of the drill right now. That was almost neutraled, but not quite. And Loveless X having a pretty good game. Only one death so far. Picked up another kill. And down in the bottom lane seems to be where the party is at. Silence down there being picked up by the entire enemy team. And now the rest of them descending upon the point. Cat comes down, throws down the ultimate, does some damage, but not too much. Master Yi comes in, picks up a kill there. And now Ezreal chasing Fizz out of the fight. Janna with the revive comes back in. Defensive garrison thrown down. They're trying frantically to hold on to this tower. They do have the entirety of RoseFlier low. Can they seal the deal on this? Janna, is she going to be able to pick up Jarvan here? Jarvan is going to dash away. Janna, oh, Tornado, wrong direction. Not going to catch him with that. And Master Yi coming down now. Ezreal with a little bit of damage on Janna as well. Up at the top, Vayne, uncontested, will get the neutral off on the windmill before Xin Zhao is able to arrive. And RoseFlier, excellent showing so far this game. Saskia getting airborne down there. Master Yi, in vision, not really doing anything, though. Sort of, the enemy team knows where he is because he's been down there for so long in vision. He has to make this play. He's sort of committed to it now because he can't get up to the top in time. Is knocked back there, unfortunately. Exhaust is on Janna. They can clean her up with a dive, though. Her health is low enough to make that happen. Up at the top end of the map, however, Katarina gets all of the crowd control that you've ever seen in your life. Xin Zhao dashes in. They want to finish off Fizz, but is he going to be able to do it? No. That Urchin Strike turns him right around, runs over Xin Zhao. Katarina has a little bit of damage there, but she does not have the health to survive starting another fight at the moment. Looks like she wanted to pick up the health relic there, but it hadn't spawned. And now it's Xin Zhao versus the world. Is going to get the delay on Lulu, drag things out just a little bit longer, and buy time for Master Yi to get here. And is Master Yi going to be able to clean this up, though? I'm not sure. Alpha Strike does do some damage, though, but his sustained damage is pretty low, unfortunately. That's the downside to playing as APE, is you're really reliant on that Alpha Strike cooldown, and when it is not up, you're just not doing a lot. However, he can sort of dance back and forth in and out of the fights. And Jarvan going to pick up Lulu, although they did pick up the point in the process. They do have that defender's advantage rolling for him now. Loveless X manages to get back out of the fight before he is crowd controlled and killed. Yi got a reset there as well. And now Onyx Flame chasing after Yi. The playful trickster doesn't connect it first, but he pops it, lands on Yi, and takes him down. Up at the top, they're going to finish up Nautilus as well, start turning the point around, and they are going to secure the windmill once again. RoseFlier, awesome job. They still have not yet even dipped below 450 Nexus health. We are halfway to a conclusion of this game. Murka Murka has just dipped below 250, so they are halfway down. RoseFlier with a significant lead right now over the enemy team, 200 Nexus health difference. Lawler Cakes, no, unfortunately. I do not have Arby's. I was too busy running Goldeneye on Agent and forgot to buy some. Middle of the map, Katarina? Nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. Middle of the map, she's taking the center relic while her team is fighting. And that is unfortunate. Tries to go for the ultimate right there, does get a little bit of damage from it. Yi comes in, that Alpha Strike not quite going to be enough. Can they get Nautilus down? Yes. Yi is going to have another Alpha Strike, pops Fizz there, but is going to die, unfortunately. If Nautilus had fallen just a little bit earlier there, and Yi would have gotten that Alpha Strike just a second sooner, he might have been able to help take down Fizz. But unfortunately, it was not meant to be. Now Vayne is going to get the tower uncontrollably up here. Ezreal's Arcane Barrage, or True Shot Barrage rather, is down, so he's not going to be able to have that to throw at her. He used it somewhere. I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. Lulu is going to run away. Quick champion right there. See that movement speed. Able to retreat from Xin Zhao. Fires off the Glitter Lance. Does not connect with Ezreal. Xin dashes in. Gets knocked back by a good condemn from Vayne. Saving Lulu only temporarily because the Cataclysm is going to box her in. But the crowd control makes sure that Jarvan is not going to be able to secure that kill. Ezreal wants to kill Lulu. Jumps over the Glitter Lance that Lulu thought Lulu used there. Tried to lead that, but Ezreal's Arcane Shift foiled that plan entirely. Loveless X is caught by himself, unfortunately. Cat, not a good character to be caught solo. She will die. And there's the crowd control on Silence there, but he is able to pick up the kill on Vayne. So that does leave it as a 2v2 up here at the top, although Jarvan's looking a little bit worse for wear. Opts to recall. Can Ezreal defend this point by himself? Master Yi looks like he was making a trip down for the bottom lane there to stop Janna, but it looks like Jarvan is going to do that job instead. Point has become neutraled by Nautilus there. Ezreal does not want to get too close because of the anchor, and he led that perfectly. Lulu in from the back. Cat forms Ezreal. Master Yi into the fight. Using that meditate to heal back up. Gives him that increased armor and magic resistance as well. Don't try and focus him when that's going on. Fires off the shot. No one home, unfortunately. Ezreal low on health. Oh, that arcade shift. Ezreal wants to live. He came to play today. And in from the side here, Loveless X tries to put the damage in on Greycross. Unfortunately, not able to put him down just yet. They are chasing the enemy team away. Ezreal low on health, still able to contribute by capturing that tower, while the enemy team is zoned away by his allies. Marasmo now. There's the Glare Lance. Look at that. They just stop, look, and listen. It's like hitting a yellow light at an intersection. You're not sure if you want to go through with it or not. Err on the side of caution. Perfectly synchronized recall right there. That was a little bit spooky. And down the bottom lane, Jarvan has killed Janna, pushed them up against the tower there. Fizz has a long way to go to deal with these. He does have the AoE from Playful Trickster, though, to help clear some of them out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough damage. Defensive Garrison is used here to help that tower. Is going to heal it back up a little bit. Top of the map, Greycross. He's durable, and he knows it. Wearing that big power armory suit mechanical thing. Fear Flames in from the back, catches Lulu with a little bit of damage there. Katarina with a little bit of poke from the Bouncing Blade. No serious side effects from it, though. Just a little bit of chip damage. Ooh, Xin Zhao was going for that airborne. Dives in, knock back Lulu away from the tower, but they didn't quite jump on her fast enough. True Shot Barrage, no one home again, unfortunately. Fizz is still on his way to the fight. Is on the lower side of the map. Loveless X almost... That's a full channel on that ult, I believe, there. In that engagement. A lot of damage coming out. Master Yi, there we go. Alpha Strike again. Alpha Strike again. Fear Flames quadra kill. That's how you reset your cooldowns, ladies and gentlemen. Fear Flames cleaning that up. And the revives. There's your revive play of the night. Quadra kill into denied by that one summoner spell. He can't be slowed, but he still can sure be crowd controlled. Nautilus is going to get the shutdown, and now there's no one to defend the windmill, unfortunately. Good play right there, that last engagement, but with that revive, being able to foil the push at the drill, gave them the momentum that they needed to come back up and capture the windmill. If they did not have revive, Master Yi would have very safely captured the drill, and his allies would have been able to get to the windmill in time to defend it from happening. But since revive counters you being completely dead, they were able to take advantage of what happened. They had a bad exchange where they lost, but were able to get back on the field and make something happen. So very excellent response to that from Team Murka Murka. However, I don't know if it's going to be enough to win them the game or not. The bottom point has gone neutral. Onyx Flame is keeping Freezy back away from Man's Janna so that Janna can capture. Ezreal is coming down to the bottom point as well. Fizz slowly chipping away at Jarvan. Ezreal with a couple of shots. He's going to Playful Trickster away. Top of the map. Xin Zhao by himself versus the world. Not going to be able to do that. Fear Flames, I don't think you've got that, man. He doesn't think so either. He's just going to kind of back away. Master Yi with enough damage, that can be Alpha Strike spam up there, but someone has to be low enough, and Vayne is not quite low enough for him to burst down with an Alpha Strike. Janna taking a little bit of damage there from Ezreal. Doesn't seem like anything serious going on. Jarvan heading up to the top, he's going to try and come around from the back, but Fizz catches him. True Shot Barrage coming from the south. Does connect with Lulu for a little bit of damage, that's good. Although maybe it was best pocketed for a different time. We'll see if that use of True Shot Barrage comes back to bite him or not. There's the positioning to get around the back. Lulu by herself, unfortunately. The fish does not land. Fizz doesn't connect with the R, and so there's no airborne for that. Master Yi and Loveless X, the damage from those two champions. Onyx Flame barely gets away. but they are going to take down Vayne finally. Fizz has to leave. He can't do anything in this position except try to back cap or maybe recall. Looks like he's going to opt for the back cap, run over to the drill here, and they can get that back later. If they really want to, they can get the drill. Fizz can take the refinery, excuse me, and uh-oh. Fizz, I'm scared. Go home, Fizz, you're drunk. Meanwhile, at the drill, it's neutral. They were able to pull that off before the enemy team was able to get there. Murka Murka not able to stop that from happening. Now, Marasmo just barely getting away from that at basically no health. Loveless nice Shunpo there, gets him out of the fight, as he does not have a lot of health left to contribute. And, oh, Loveless, I'm scared for you. What? Turns around, escapes. Loveless doing a very good job of staying alive. Take Master Yi instead. Never mind. Vayne's got it under control. End up at the top. Fizz is going to pick up this tower. He's going to get the neutral on it at minimum. Ezreal's True Shot Barrage is up right now. It is fired off. We'll see what happens. Doot? There we go. Global map presence. That's why Ezreal is a great champion, in addition to basically everything else in his kit being awesome. Fizz versus two people. Uh-oh, Jarvan. Is he going to go for the Cataclysm once it's up? Fizz is going to have a Playful Trickster available. Yes, he is going to escape. Cataclysm would not have helped him there. Very close, though. And RoseFlier, ladies and gentlemen, is going to win this game. I'm going to go on to the next round. Once again, RoseFlier. So glad to see them back in the tournament. Great plays from that team all game long. And I am percent hyped for these guys. I want these guys every week. RoseFlier, awesome job. Congratulations on advancing to the next round again. Ladies and gentlemen, that game was freaking awesome. I am percent hashtag Lawler Cakes. That made me laugh. Take a look at the post-game screen here. These builds, man. What is up with this? See Katarina having a little bit of lifespan right there from the Riley's Haunting Guys. Looks like she was actually going to go for a BFT, so we're seeing Katarina with health. Anybody who knows me from like 2011 Dominion and has seen some of my gameplay from then, I love HP Katarina because this is what makes her so awesome. You get damage reduction from Shunpo. If you have health from items, you get the damage reduction from that ability, and you don't need to build armor and MR. So this enables you to jump into a fight and trade multiple times by using your W to escape. Shunpo in, W to escape, you'll live through that damage because of the damage reduction that Shunpo gives you, in addition to the increased health you have from items like those. I'm pointing and circling them with my finger. That doesn't work. Here we go. From items like these. Look, health there, health there. I'm sure that turns into a BFT on top of that. That's great. RoseFlier with all Rose icons even. That's pretty good stuff. Master Yi just loves the AP. So you got that CDR right there. Got the Wooglets. Has the Void Staff on top of that. He wants that pen. Sheen as well. And I love Sheen on APE because he's going to hit that Meditate anyway. He's going to hit that Wuju style. Sheen helps give him sustained damage, which Master Yi doesn't otherwise have. Big fan of the play between Fear Flams and Mr. Loveless's ex, Cat and Yi. That game, I liked it a lot. And just look at the comps. Look at what the other team had. The other team had a Lulu and a Vayne on it. And they were able to take care of that like it was no big deal. That was awesome. Fear Flames, Mr. Loveless X, you guys did a great job. Saskio, nice job watching the map. RoseFlier, thank you guys for coming out and playing. I wish you the best of luck in your next round. I don't know if I'm going to cast it or if I'm going to cast something else. We will find out. We got to cut to a commercial real quick after I show these graphs. And then I will find out what we're going to bring you for the round of 8 game. Let's take a look at this damage dealt to champions here. 28k on Cat. What was the game time? 16 minutes, 28k. That's alright. Significantly ahead of everyone else. And let's take a look at Graveyard Hero. Graveyard Hero for that game was a tie. Have we ever had a Graveyard Hero tie? Nautilus and Vayne. 166. Team Graveyard Hero. Alright, I'm going to cut over to a commercial, guys. We'll see you back in just a moment as soon as I have been able to figure out who we're going to cast next.